New concerns about the relationship between Canada and China after another legal blow for Huawei CFO Meng Wanzhou. Meng's extradition case is moving forward after a BC Supreme Court judge ruled the offense she's accused of in the U.S. would also be a crime in Canada. It's a principle called double criminality. The 48-year-old is accused of fraud in violation of U.S. sanctions on Iran. Those sanctions do not exist in Canada. There are now questions about what the decision means for Canadians Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig. Both are still being held in China, accused of espionage. And for more on this and to discuss the potential political ramifications of that ruling, we're joined now by UBC political science professor Yves Tiberghien. Good morning, Yves. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Nitu.
Now, we know that this all comes at times of difficult relations between Canada and China. What do you think the political fallout will look like, if any?
Yeah, so of course there is disappointment on the side of China. And it was, we have seen a very strong or angry statement yesterday coming out of the embassy. However, I'm expecting the reaction overall to be contained because we were on a better direction over the last few months. With the two ambassadors who were both on the pragmatic side. And also with the COVID response, where there has been, ground cooperation, for example, for the evacuation of Canadians from Wuhan, or around the procurement of, masks and other medical equipment. So I'm expecting this to be contained as much as possible.
Okay, interesting. And having said that, how do you think that U.S. authorities will respond to this? And do you think there will be pressure to turn Meng over?
No, the U.S. The U.S. had a statement yesterday, which was very, professional and expected, right? They welcomed the decision. We know it's a multi-step process, right? This was just the first decision about dual criminality. There is now the next step about the potential violation of our rights, then the real trial. So it's a long-term process. The U.S. knows that, and they're used to working with the U.S., with the Canadian, justice system. So no big surprise on the U.S. side, and no big pressure either. They're used to independence of justice.
Absolutely. Yeah, could be still a long road ahead of us. A big question, though, especially for Canadians, is what could this mean for the two Canadian men, the two Michaels, being detained in China?
Yeah, so that's where the news is not so good. It's not going to lead to a better outcome for them. What's likely to happen is that China will move to a trial of the two Michaels, as early as this summer. So that's the worrying. The Canadian position is this is not a legal case. This is extra legal. This was retaliation, and yes, it's quite personal for Canadians, and that's the unfortunate side.
Absolutely. They're certainly being allegedly used as pawns in all of this. We know that China has the death penalty as an option that they have used in the past. Is that in the realm of possibility here when we're talking about the two Michaels?
No, I cannot imagine this. This is beyond. China's always denied that the two cases are tied. However, we know from the timing and the sequence that there was a relationship. But we do know that China sees the solution eventually as tied. So there is no way, plus the current context of relatively Canada relations mean that I think it's unthinkable to have the issue of death penalty there.
Very interesting to hear your perspective. Thank you so much for your time. That is Yves Tiberghien, UBC political science professor.